got you under my skin. I've got you deep in the heart of me. So deep in my heart.
Hey, welcome back to Piece of Chaos.
That you're really a part of me.
Well,
Yes, I've got you
hi, thanks for joining.
under my
I
skin.
had an idea this week because, as you know, guests have been... I was supposed to actually have one. One was scheduled, and the poor guy had to put his dog down. It's like, yeah, that's probably not going to be in an awesome mood to talk after that for a little while, so let's postpone, you know? It's just like, that's a really happy note to start the podcast on. Anyway, so I had this idea, and I don't know if it's going to work, because there's this weird thing about music on the internet that is really interesting, right? So my idea is I want to talk about songs that I think are really unique and interesting, and maybe some stuff that people that, you know, maybe just casually listen to music or hear music differently would be into or be interested in. Just, I don't know. I find it interesting. Maybe somebody else will find it interesting about songs that maybe you missed, maybe you never noticed certain things were going on in the song, because sometimes I'll point things out to people in a song, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I never heard that." And it happens to me too. There's stuff I never heard. Like there's a riff in Back in Black. How many times have you heard Back in Black? There's a rhythm guitar riff in Back in Black that I didn't really ever hear until it was blatantly pointed out to me, like somebody was air guitaring the part, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I never noticed that." And now it's one of my favorite parts of a rhythm guitar part is that. Obviously, that's a pretty obvious one. I think that's like a gold standard song for guitar players and tone and stuff like that. But and it's one I should learn maybe on guitar, because it's fun to play. It's just so nice to so satisfying to play along to the rhythm part of that song. So here's the thing. I would like to be able to play that so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, I hear it in my head, but I'm not playing it. I guess that's how you get around it. You have to play. I don't know. I'm working this out. But please send me some feedback. Let me know what you think. So I got the idea. Anyway, the Back in Black part. Listen to the rhythm guitar part over the solo. It's amazing. And everybody's always listening to the solo, so you miss just how brilliant the rhythm guitar part is in Back in Black. So anyway, I had this idea that I would kind of break down songs and talk about the way I hear them, and why I find them especially interesting, or I don't know, special in some kind of ways. And the first song that hit me with this idea was No Reply at All by Genesis. Now, if you're not a Genesis fan, then this is going to bore you to death. If you're not a Phil Collins fan, also probably might bore you to death. But I was talking to somebody about Phil Collins the other day, and I don't remember who it was, but they were not like a musician, and I think it was somebody young. God, my memory on stuff like that is so bad. I remember the conversation, but not with who. It'll come to me, I think, but it's almost like when an idea hits me, I have to cement it. I have to think about it. And I remember when I was asked this question, it was like I wanted to remember the question, and everything else that was going on at the time kind of disappeared, so I could remember the question, because they asked me, or they basically were like, I didn't realize Phil Collins was that much of a drummer, you know? And I couldn't fault them, like it's, why would anybody know that? Like, musicians know stuff because when they get into music, and I'm not being snooty about it, I'm saying like musicians tend to do things that are, crazy in some ways. Like some people would find completely boring, like reading the liner notes of an album to see who played instruments on the album. And, it's one thing to read the lyrics, just another to read like the production notes and be like, oh yeah, like there's a Peter Gabriel song on the album So. There's a couple actually that Stuart Copeland from The Police played like just hi-hats on. One is called That Voice Again. So if you like The Police, go listen to that Peter Gabriel song. It's an awesome song. And Stuart Copeland just plays hi-hats. Like that's how good he was, is that Peter Gabriel was like, hey, will you come play hi-hats on my song? Like that is just like so cool. And when you hear it, you're like, yeah, that's Stuart Copeland. I'm pretty sure I have that right. I remember reading the liner notes. But anyway, so anyway, I cemented that idea that how could people not know that Phil Collins, I think, is one of the best drummers ever for so many reasons, but No Reply at All struck me especially. And this is where it gets weird, is like I'd love for you to hear the song. So, maybe if you're into this, listen to the song now and then come back and hear what I'm going to say about it. I don't know, but like I can't play the song because then I can't put the podcast up. I mean, I think. Or it'd get taken down for copyright infringement, right? My buddy Jacob Givens is going through this with his TikToks because he does TikToks about music. And they get taken down. They can't even be played in some places because of copyright laws. So like some countries, they won't play it. They'll just take the video down. And I just don't get, that just doesn't make any sense to me as a musician. Because what you want is people listening to and talking about your music. So I feel like talking about something that you really like, generally, if people listen, they're like, oh, I might like that, and they'll go listen to it. So like, if you've never heard the song No Reply at All, and you listen to me talk about it for 15 minutes, you're going to go listen to the song. And I would highly suggest you like legitimately listen to the song, like buy it if you have to on iTunes or whatever, because the musicians that made it should get paid. If you listen to it on Spotify or whatever, that's cool. I wish they paid the musicians more too. Like the fact that we can actually digitally count how many seconds of your song have been played. If it's like millions and millions of times, you should get paid for every one of them, every second of it. Obviously, you're not going to build your own streaming network, so there's got to be some kind of tax, on the music for that. But I mean, they have the data; they know how many. Anyway, so my point being, me talking about the song and playing the song so you can hear what I'm talking about while I'm talking about it makes a whole lot of sense, and in no way should really take away from Genesis' sale of the song No Reply at All. I mean, I guess technically I'm not paying to use it, but I've paid for it over and over again. I've bought it on every medium possible. I've had that song on vinyl. Well, maybe I don't have it on vinyl. Might not. Yeah, I don't think I have it on vinyl, but I've had it on cassette. Uh, compact disc twice. I'm sure I've bought it twice. Oh, and I've bought it on iTunes, so I've bought it digitally as well. So 2 hard mediums and a digital. And in several forms, right? Because I think Phil Collins released it as a solo. Genesis had it on live records, all of which I bought. Anyway, I've paid for the record. I appreciate the record. And I don't think that you listening to this and then going to listen to that song in any way hurts Genesis or the writers of that song. And I think as the writer of songs, it wouldn't upset me if somebody talked about my music and got people to be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go get that." Do I care if you buy it at this point? No, honestly. Unless, like millions of people bought it, then I think I would care. But generally, I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's this ethereal thing that we can quantify and should be worth something. So anyway, all this to say, it's weird that I can't play the song. Maybe I'll put the song on, and if it gets taken down, it gets taken down, then I'll re-upload it without the song. Yeah, let's try that. So I'll just have it like playing in the background, I think. See how that goes. But, the idea is, let's see if this works. I mean, the idea is that you got to hear the song, right? You got to hear the song to understand what I'm talking about. But there's great things about it. Sorry, I'm doing it live. We're doing it live. So the song's going to come in here. It might be too loud, but let's see. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so it's really loud. Okay. So if you haven't heard this song, it's really, I don't know. I don't see why you wouldn't like this song. I don't know what genre you call it. Progressive. I mean, it's got a horn section. It's got a rhythm section. I just noticed when I was listening to it tonight to come in here, just how great the bass line is. And I think it's Lee Sklar. He definitely played it live. I don't know if he played it on the record. Since it's Genesis, it was probably the regular bass player, Mike and the Mechanics guy. His name escapes me. I'll put it in the show notes. But anyway, Genesis, I guess, was like a progressive band. But there's, great lyrics, really interesting lyrics. Listen. I mean, interesting, right? Dance with me. You never dance with me. Metaphorically, I guess. But this great bass solo here. And the horns. I mean, but what I wanted to talk about is how great Phil Collins is as a drummer. Because what he's playing here, I just think is so neat. There's like strange off times, and I'm not a technical drummer in that I don't know what the time signature is. I just know how it feels. I can't read it, but I can play it. It'd be easier to read it. It'd be easier to learn things. As an older man, I'm like thinking about like, man, I guess in some ways I do wish I had learned how to read music and drum music and all that stuff, but I think I'd be a different player. I might be better if I learned it now, because I was able to like get my style, get my groove before I turned it into math, which is what it always did to me. But anyway, so the drum part in this song is just so cool because it's played so, I don't know, he comes in off time or something. He comes in. So here's this bridge, right? But listen to how cool the drums when they come in. Here's the part I'm talking about. Listen to the ghost notes on the snare. And there's no reply. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how that hits people. I don't know why it's so special to me. I mean, I do. I understand. Like, I love this drum part. I think it's just a fascinating drum part. And I'd encourage you to, like, actually just listen to it on headphones without me talking over it. But just listen to all the things that are going on. You got the horns. You got that incredible bass line. I just love the lyrics, and I love the groove of it. And I don't know. It's just one of those things. Music is so subjective and so complex. I didn't check into this, but like I saw somebody on some social media platform talking about how some people, when they listen to music, they can't hear the lyrics, kind of, and some people really only hear the lyrics. I just found that fascinating, and all these ideas kind of came together when I was out on a walk, and I was like, you know what? Let's try this as a podcast while we wait for guests to rebook. Talk about music a little bit, because I do love it, and I do think about it a lot, and I do listen to a lot of interesting stuff, not as interesting as some of my friends. I mean, the knowledge that some of my friends have on music just astounds me, and the depth. So much music I love I wouldn't even know about without my friend Tyler, who just introduced me to so much incredible music. But like my friend Jacob that I talked about, he knows 90s music and metal. I don't know any metal. Like it just never grabbed me. But like there's no end to talking about music when you talk about music with musicians, I think is the thing. Like you can, if you're both listening for it and or whoever is talking about it is into it, like it's infinite. It's infinite, which is why it's so interesting. So I think I'm going to keep doing something like this because I like thinking about songs again. I like thinking about music this way. Oddly, I've been so into podcasts for the last few years that I haven't really listened to music as much. And here I am with a podcast, but listening to more music. There's time. There is time. I find when you're running, if you're exercising or whatever, music is better than podcasts. Because podcasts, you're trying to, listen, or a book, you're trying to listen and pay attention. Music, you don't have to pay attention. It can just be. It can be in the background, and your mind just works a little different when you're exercising, as opposed to walking, where, I don't know. I suppose you could do music there too, and the same effect. But it's like when you're walking, you can think. For me, this is how it works for me. I like podcasts when I walk now, and music when I exercise, and that works good for me, and it allows me to listen to more music. And in the car also, I've been listening to more music, which slows down my podcast audiobook consumption, but it's like, who gives a shit? Who am I racing in the consumption of podcasts battle? No one, just me. There's just so much that I want to listen to it more because there's so much good shit. Like, there's literally never been this much interesting things to consume. Like, I don't understand how people could ever be bored. Like, it just doesn't register with me. If you have a job, you're doing your job. Long time or a good long part of your day should be doing your job. And then if you have a family, you should dedicate a lot of time to them too. There's, eating meals, hanging out with family, hanging out with friends, going outside, exercise, chores, just so much time, and trying to figure out when to do what you want to do and how much you want to take in. I just don't see how you could ever be bored. I'm just never, ever bored. I like sleeping. I do like sleeping. But it is a big, huge chunk of time. But I do like sleeping, and I definitely value it more than I ever did, especially after reading that Matthew Walker book. Jesus, scared the hell out of me, that one, Why We Sleep. But anyway, so I'll be listening to more music. I'm going to keep trying these. I'm going to try these out because the first podcast I called A Little Drum Stuff, and I think that was kind of my idea then too. Maybe I'll go back and listen to that one, but I just want to talk about drum stuff because it's interesting, and I'm starting to record again, and I have my studio set up, it's just such an amazing craft and something I just love the drums. I love playing the drums. I love getting better at it and feeling like I'm playing well. And that takes practice. That takes daily practice. And so I'm getting back to practicing my rudiments, and it's just invigorating. I guess this is my midlife crisis, I guess, is digging deeper into playing the drums again, which is fine, I think. It's way cheaper than a Corvette. Speaking of Corvettes, have you seen a Corvette lately? They kind of look like Ferraris. They're getting crazy looking. Not interesting to me, that kind of car. But it is interesting that they're out there, and that's what some people want to do. That's cool. I want to play drums. To each their own, Anyway, it's helping me think about this stuff. I appreciate all of you for listening, and hopefully, I'll get some feedback. See if you like this, or none, and then I'm just hollering into the void, and that's fine too. But either way, appreciate you, and I think it was a good week, and more music, more fun. Oh, I watched a comedy special called The Headliners on HBO, and a guy that did shows with me, our Comedy Ahoy show, and I don't know if he did Brewing Comedy. He may have only done Comedy Ahoy, but Tony Baker has a spot on it, and oh my God, he does a bit about dogs and cats, and I mean, it's like, you think that territory has been covered over the years by comics, and he found a new angle, and it is just beautiful work. Anyway, check check out Tony Baker Comedy.
I said to myself,
And
this fair
yeah, have a great week.
never gonna go too well.
See you next time. Thanks.
But why should I try to resist when, baby, I know too well that I've got you under my skin. I'd sacrifice anything, come what might, for the sake of having you near, in spite of a warning voice that rings in the nights, repeats and repeats in my ear. Don't you know, little fool, you ain't never gonna win. Use your mentality. Wake up to reality.